Hello, everybody. I know y'all been waiting for this one, man. We ready to get back into it once again and again. It's my boy Dante on the show with me today. We're gonna talk about a couple things here for Houston Rockets basketball, guys. We had a fantastic preseason, so we're gonna talk about some of the first three preseason games for right now, and then we're gonna go on to talk about who is number one. Dante, how you been, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. We balling out in the preseason, man. But I say, you love what you guys, younger guys, seeing in the preseason. You love how guys are fighting hard, playing defense. But let's hope we can carry that to the regular season, man. Some of these guys won't be on the team when the regular season starts. But it's good to always see you guys go out there and perform and see you guys go out there and do good. But hopefully we can carry that on against Orlando opening night.
Man, I can't wait. All right, let's jump right into this intro. Absolutely, Dante. So we back once again, man. Let's jump right into it, man. Let's start with the first preseason game with against the Pacers. All right, this team didn't have its normal heavy hitters out there like Buddy Hield and their all-star Tyrese Halliburton, but they had just about everybody else. Oh, they were missing Miles Turner too, but they had just about everybody else. We, on the other hand, came out and dogged them. 122-103 fight that really started to break off in that second half there, most notably towards the tail end of that third quarter. Man, there were a couple things I want to talk about, of course, that we'll get into. But first, let's name our two Rockets, our two key players for this game. Jabari Smith starting off. He played 23 minutes, had 14 points, 7 boards, and a block. But most importantly is he shot 50% from the field, shot 100% from three, and 100% on his free throws, which is beautiful to see.
Beautiful.
And then Şengün, he ended up playing 24 minutes, and he had 15 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. He had 50% from the field, and again, 100% from three. He shot 1 3, made his only 3, and then 60% from the free throw line. Of course, we do want to see that going up, but again, it's preseason, baby. We chilling, we light. Here we're gonna talk about some of the keys that ended up winning us the game, which was the IQ, then going on to the defensive mentality, and then overall trust. Dante, give me your takeaway from this game.
My takeaway from this game, it was a beautiful game for our Houston Rockets in that game. Even though Dylan Brooks, got put out for the first 5 minutes, only 25 minutes of the game because he did the gut punch, the little punch down now. But other than that, you saw his defensive intensity right away within that first 5 minutes. What was so exciting, about this game, we only had 4 turnovers in the first half. That's pretty good. Normally, last year we would have by damn near 15 turnovers in one half. But we only had 4 turnovers, in the first half. I think we only had how many turnovers? We had 11 total turnovers in the game. That's pretty good. So we forced the Pacers to 18 turnovers. So when you're winning a turnover battle, that's more possessions, more shots for you. We had 10 steals. 10 steals. We was in the passing lane, creating those turnovers and stuff like that. And I like the way they were getting Jabari Smith involved. They were getting him the ball in the post. He was taking shots, very, very good, comfortable shots in this game. And I just like the overall. Fred VanVleet hit his first 2 buckets was threes. We've seen him come off a pin down and even hit a 3-pointer. Alp, missed some shots close at the rim, but you saw his defense. You saw him play hard on the defensive side of the ball against the Pacers, something you didn't really see him do last year pretty much. And Amen Thompson, man, he comes in the game. He's been that facilitator, playing good defense. No, he went 1 of 9. He went 1 of 9 in that game. Most of them was on open missed layups. Was layups he could actually make, so wasn't too mad at that. Cal Whitmore was the player of the game for me. Cal Whitmore came out, made shots in that game immediately. 3-point, man. This athleticism is just unreal, man. And like I say, by that situation that we talked about already, I think he's going to play himself in the rotation. I think the way he's been playing this season, in this preseason, I think he's making a statement right now that he should be getting some rotation minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely looking NBA ready. He's got that. I wouldn't quite say it's an NBA ready body, but as we've seen, and we'll talk about later on here in these preseason games, he's really able to take contact and finish through, which has been nice. Not to mention the kind of lift off that he's got. Unfortunately, the saddest part about this game was DB getting ejected immediately. But honestly, I guess I'd rather just have that get out of the way instead of everyone talking about it. Talking about his attitude and whatnot. And it looked fairly accidental. He did apologize kind of later on and whatnot, but it is what it is. He Dylan the villain ended up doing what he did, but either way, we didn't need him for this kind of W. And it was really nice. But the thing I want to talk about right now, immediately start with, is the trust that our teammates had, not only with one another, but also in the coaching system itself. So, previously with Silas, of course, we didn't really have much trust. Everyone was out to get their own. It was really selfish ball. But and we saw what that got us. 22 wins, it wasn't working, right? But so far we're 3-0 right now in preseason. Yeah, it's preseason. Yeah. But they're trusting the coach. They're trusting each other. They're trusting their teammates. They're trusting the system, which is really nice to see. It's seeing these guys buy in to this kind of game, this kind of style of ball, which I think effectively makes us a better team overall, offensively and defensively. And that's what won us this game, is playing both sides of the ball, especially being so back and forth with kind of the Pacers' second string there, and then we ended up pulling away with the W like we needed to, which is really, really nice to see. Another thing that really won us this game was people's defensive-minded ability here. The mentality that, Jabari and then Şengün all of a sudden looking like he knows how to play defense, which was really nice. Not just having him, sit behind as in the pick and roll, doing that drop coverage, which didn't seem to work very well. It's just different looks and different ways that you guys were playing. And then the physicality you guys were playing with too was beautiful, just absolutely beautiful.
I like the physicality. You can tell Ime Udoka. You can tell like Ime Udoka got these guys buying in. When you got good veterans in the locker room, like Fred VanVleet, and you got Jeff Green, Grandpa Jeff Green is a good veteran to have in that locker room. And you got guys teaching the game, willing to work with these young guys and push these young guys. Jalen Green, only had 12 points in this game. And that just showed you the contribution of the other guys, getting involved as well. So Jalen Green, been of course, like we said, it's preseason. We can expect him to be around that 20 point per game mark in the regular season. But I'm starting to know that Jalen Green is going to be a lot efficient than he was the past couple of years, because he got more guys that he can rely upon when we need a basket. And Jabari Smith, you already know he's used to the big moment. He had a couple of moments with us last year when he knocked down some key shots. So that trust and, the effort starting to come involved. And Ime Udoka, you got to give credit to Ime Udoka and Ben Sullivan, who's coaching these guys up hard on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and that's what ended up winning the game. Let's move on to our next game here now. That's enough of the Pacers, all right? This was our fun blowout game. This is absolutely beautiful. We faced the Pelicans, and this had their entire starters. Herb Jones, Zion Williamson played, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, they had all those guys playing. And we came out and blew them boys out of the water. 120-87 win here, almost a 40-point W. Now, the thing to me was it seemed like the Pelicans were very sluggish, very slow, lackadaisical, and lazy, really didn't get after it. But we capitalized on that, and that's something that we would have capitalized on last year. I think that's an immediate improvement. It's usually if the other team is playing slow and bad, we're usually also playing slow and bad. But this time we were able to come back and get the W. So I got some key players here I think were the most impressive during this run. We're going to start off again with our boy Jabari Smith Jr. He had played 23 minutes. He had 22 points. It's almost a point a minute here. 9 rebounds and a steal. He shot 69%. Nice percent from the field and 80% from the free throw line. He did not make a three this game. Şengün ended up playing 20 minutes here. He had 12 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 4 steals, and a block. He was just stuffing the stat sheet out there, looking like Russell Westbrook. At 42% from the field, which really wasn't great. He didn't make a three either. He shot 0% from the 3-point line, but he made all of his free throws. So that was an immediate upgrade from his last game where he shot 60% to making all of them this game. And then a notable guy that came off the bench, I think that was really important, was Tari Eason. He played only 9 minutes, but he had 8 points, 4 boards, an assist, and 3 steals. He had 3 steals in 68 seconds of play in the third quarter. He shot 60% from the field. He made half his threes, but he only shot 33% from the free throw line. He only shot 3 free throws. We're going to talk about some of the keys here going forward, which are going to be the defensive pressure, off-ball awareness, and bench contribution. Go ahead, Dante.
Well, this game was pretty fun. I say, if you told me Jay Sean Tate would have 3 steals in 69 seconds, that was ridiculous right there. That's for one of them. Pelicans, 27 turnovers. That means that's a lot of turnovers, but we also had 22 turnovers, so we was also pretty sloppy in that game too. We didn't take care of the ball, but when you're forcing the guys to the other team to go 27 turnovers, almost 30 turnovers, man, hey, you doing something right on the defensive side of the ball. We had 28 fast break points, so we was getting out in transition. A lot of that was us causing turnovers. The Pelicans only had 1 fast break point. That's crazy right there. So going into that. But other than that, man, like I say, Jabari Smith is on another level in this game. Dylan Brooks played really well, man. I thought he played really well. I thought he was really unselfish in this game. You saw the cross the court pass of Jabari Smith. I mean, he could have easily shot that ball too because he was wide open. But Jabari Smith having his hands up and his willingness to give the ball up right there, give the ball up and give it to a better shooter. I actually like that unselfishness by Dylan Brooks. In Memphis, I guess he would have shot that ball. He would have shot that ball if he was that wide open. And Amin Thompson again, man. Amin Thompson, 12 points in this game, 4 assists. How about that reverse dunk that he had, man? That was electric, man. Crazy.
That Kobe dunk, bro. Man went from
reverse layup, a Kobe dunk, and then we got our boy Grandpa Jeff getting up in the air too, man. How about Grandpa Jeff before the halftime? Grandpa Jeff getting up there with some leapers, turning the clock back to OKC in Boston, man. He's gonna be a really good help, man. Grandpa Jeff's gonna be a really good help, whether if he get minutes or being on a bench. He's a really good asset to our locker room. Tari Eason played a very good game. He played well, but the defense was just stifling, man. The defense was just stifling. I mean, we got second chance points. We out-rebounded those guys. But what's more important, man, 27 turnovers that we forced in that game, man. The defense was just unreal in that game, just suffocating. And again, Jalen Green, another 12-point night. Same thing he had against Indiana. Again, Jabari Smith with his 22, Dylan Brooks with his 7. It was one play that I actually watched. I think I forgot who missed a shot, but someone misses a shot, and I remember Dylan Brooks is in the corner. He goes chase the rebound down. I don't know what the hell the Pelicans were doing. He chases the rebound down, and you know what he does next? He pops a 3 and just just give him a big fat kiss to the crowd and stuff. I loved that, man. I know Dylan Brooks. A lot of people like Dylan Brooks, but that's the type of guy you need on your team, man. You need the toughness. You need that on your team, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, he only provides that defensive pressure that we're going to talk about here. Between him and the entire team, it made us feel elite defensively. I can't believe I'm saying that, but the Rockets were elite defensively. Now, the thing we are struggling on is our identity, our previous identity, which is the 3-ball. Using just shooting, living and dying by the 3-ball, where we were getting in the paint, we were getting down low, getting rebounds, and we were getting steals, right? We were getting blocks. We were making sure that they were working for every single bucket, no matter what. And that's fantastic. How often can you say that in previous iterations of this team where we've done nothing but work on the entire defensive end? It's just absolutely beautiful to see the Twin Towers, Jabari and Jingu, go down low and battle with the bigs. And then Zion, I didn't even know he was playing until I looked at the box score to see him starting. He was so quiet. I wasn't expecting that. To completely shut him out like that. And then Jalen, got 12 points on 7 shots. That's the efficiency we're talking about here. I'm not caring about him putting up 20, 30, 40, 50 right now. I'm caring about how efficient he can be in this offense now. And he, like I said, our number one option, taking 7 shots is beautiful because he recognized that somebody else, a la Jabari Smith Jr., had the hot hand. And the entire team, not just Jalen, but the entire team was able to identify it and then, bust down on it. they made sure that Jabari was getting every look. He's doing his turnaround shot. He's trying to pull it from three. He's getting down low, getting dirty, even handling the rock a little bit. His handle's starting to look a lot better,
Yeah.
than it did last year. That's something I like to say too. The point of attack. And then being able to have our guys really play off the ball. Like I said, Jalen not having to handle the ball in every single shot he's taking. We're getting a lot of assists, and our team is just really aware. That's something. That's a nice change. And then even Jayshawn Tate, who personally I was on board with trading.
Yep.
I might not want him traded now because I see him on the court and I completely forgot that he is actually really freaking good, and we have him on a fantastic team.
I like that, man. Ime Udoka is really bought into Jayshawn Tate, and Jayshawn Tate is really bought into Ime, man. And he's starting to become a better shooter. But other than that, his defense has been tough. Has been very good. I mean, getting 3 steals in 68 seconds, man. That's a lot of hustle, man. And I've been very impressed with Jayshawn Tate, man. So I'm starting to think, like you said, that keeping him is the right thing. We know he's going to be a part of the rotation. But our bench may not be bad, man. As people think, man, we got some guys on that bench that we can play. We can play at least 5 guys coming off the bench, including, I know Reggie Bullock. He's going to get some playing time, be a part of the rotation as well. It will be interesting to really see when the cuts come, the last preseason game. But it's going to be interesting to see, who will be a part of the rotation going into Orlando, who will come off the bench, what lineups Ime Udoka is going to be putting out there. Again, I guess we'll get to the San Antonio game, but the lineup, with Jalen Green's being out, I wanted to see, how Amin Thompson will be in the lineup with Fred VanVleet playing off ball. I wanted to know, could he play, see how that lineup actually will work.
I'm excited to get into that San Antonio game. So let's just jump right into it now. I think we covered everything pretty well over on this side. So let's jump right into this electric game. We had a 24-point turnaround against the Spurs today. We went on an 18-2 run to end it off on a W for 99-89. Guys, this makes us 3-0 right now in the preseason. And yeah, it's preseason. I don't care. Guys, we've won the 3 games in a row. When was the last time we did that? Since Summer League, like last season. That's just phenomenal. So for me, I'm focusing on the players on our bench right now. I'm going to start off with Amin Thompson, who played 20 minutes, and he, alongside Aaron Holiday, really were the tip of the spear in leading the charge against the Spurs here. Amin Thompson finished with 15 points, 2 steals, and a block. He shot 46% from the field, but he shot 50% from 3. He shot 50% from the free throw line. We had Cam Whitmore. He played 24 minutes, 15 points, 4 boards, and assist. But he shot 33% from the field, but it felt like he just couldn't miss. He shot 14% from 3. Again, it felt like he couldn't miss down the stretch. He shot 100% from the free throw line. And then Aaron Holiday here, who I really think was, worthy of being put on here. I was not expecting this kind of effort nor game from Aaron Holiday. My bad, bro. I was not familiar with your game, as Shaq says. Aaron Holiday played 24 minutes of meaningful basketball here. He had 15 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, a steal, and a block to go along with that, just filling up the stat sheet. He shot almost 60% from the field at 57. Didn't make a single 3, but that's okay because he shot 100% from the free throw line. Man, we're going to get into the keys of the game here on this one as well. We're going to talk about the positive mentality a guy was able to maintain coming back from that deficit, the pick and roll defense that really ended up being effective later on in the game, and then the effort we gave overall. Go ahead, Dante.
First of all, I want to say that the starters, in this game did get outplayed in this game by the San Antonio starters. So I would go ahead and say that. Thought Jabari spent perimeter defense was not good tonight. I thought I didn't see the energy tonight out of the starters. I'm just going to say that right now. I thought most of that was San Antonio being hot too. San Antonio was hot, scorching hot at the in this game when they're starters. So I want to get to that. The starters for San Antonio did outplay our guys, and Alp kind of got tortured a little bit inside. Zach Collins, was having a big game on us too. He was having a big game. He doing whatever he wanted in the post. Kelvin Johnson, that guy's just really good. But Again, most of this came from the bench. Dylan Brooks had 10 points, but he shot 8 shots. No, I'm okay with Dylan Brooks shooting 8 shots. Most of those shots was wide open. I'm not mad at that. Mostly if you're wide open, you take them. As long as they're not forced jump shots like you were in Memphis, like you got that reputation, then I'm fine. But if they're open set shots, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. How about Fred VanVleet, 24 minutes, 12 points, efficient. I mean, he's gonna get more minutes in the regular season. That's gonna go up. Those 12 points, that's gonna go up in the regular season. He's gonna get more minutes. Jabari Smith had 9 and 9, but again, I mentioned he wasn't good on the defensive end, especially on the perimeter. On the perimeter tonight, really disappointed about that. But the second unit, Aaron Holiday leading that second unit with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Man, he had a big night tonight with that second unit along. With Cam Whitmore, he missed 10 shots, 1 of 7. But the 3-pointer that he hit in the corner, in the left corner, was really big. Was really good. Let's get up 4. And only if that damn dunk would have counted. Only if that dunk would have counted. That would have been crazy. Everybody posting it and all that. That dunk would have been crazy.
What is up with San Antonio getting away with guys that keep getting dunked on?
Yes,
it was Şengün with that monster dunk of Zach Collins. No.
Yeah.
To be fair, it looked like Zach Collins is getting his get back this game. He looked like he was trying to go at Şengün, whatever. But then Cam came back and hit that. He jumped from the free throw line almost. He jumped 2 steps inside the free throw line. Guys, he's so athletic. He's so beautiful.
Darius Days, had a good day. Had a good day too. 7 points. He had 7 points in this game. He made a big 3-pointer, but this game was mostly about our second unit, man. Our second unit really came in and played good in that fourth quarter, played some very good defense. But Cam Whitmore, man, this guy's pretty strong too. This guy physically strong, and this guy can guard 1 through 4. This guy, he's big, man. 240 pounds, 50 pounds. That's pretty, and guy can jump like that. That's crazy, man. That is just really crazy.
Bro got that bronze list of 6'8", 250. And that's Cam right here, minus 10 pounds, just jumping out the gym. It's beautiful. So what I thought was really important though was the ability that the bench was able to rally and bring that positive mentality back into the game. Because like I said, we were down at one point. I think we were down 12. And all of a sudden, Ime, our starters are hanging their heads. A couple guys are hanging their heads. Ime came over. He talked to a bunch of the guys, brought out the second and third stringers that we got on the team, and all of a sudden it was just lights out. The Spurs couldn't score a basket against this elite defense that we had on the court. Amin Thompson immediately goes 7 shots or 7 straight points of unanswered anything, and we ended up going 10 straight points without the Spurs being able to answer it all. Then they call a timeout. Cool.
Yep.
And then we jump right back into that pick and roll defense, just immediately showing them what's good. We were not letting them get any more 3-pointers. We did foul a couple times, but they were necessary fouls between Dylan Brooks getting that foul, Uncle Jeff getting that foul towards the end, and Aaron Holiday getting that last foul towards the very end of the game. But they were necessary. Every single foul was necessary. They were smart and effective. They were really able to jump right into the paint. Was also phenomenal as well. They were not backing down. Our guys were giving a lot of effort. I love that, especially this bench unit just came in. This is the new Goon Squad, I think, is that lineup there. And again, I want to say, Aaron Holiday, I did not expect that from you. I am now familiar with your game, my brother.
It's another thing at the beginning of the game when the team came out flat. I think they got out to a 12-5 run. You can see Emmanuel Doka immediately got up and got frustrated and called a timeout immediately. That's the type I like, man. When the energy is not there, he got straight up and just called a timeout, and he wasn't happy with that defense that we was playing earlier in the game. So good job by Ime Udoka, but also, in that fourth quarter, like I say, Aaron Holiday, man, led the guys. That's what's so important about having a veteran out there with those young players, man. Teaching them where to go and showing them where to go, but also being out there, being efficient. But the thing that got me, like, Ime Udoka immediately jumped off the bench and said, "No, we're not for the duty. We're not for the duty."
Yeah.
Timeout immediately. Well, I think when it was 12-5, I believe he called that timeout immediately. You can tell in his frustration, the way he hopped up, he was immediately upset about that defense.
And that's the difference, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Silas would have just sat there and smile.
It was,
Not Udoka, bro. He jumped up immediately, like you said. He was on our asses, excuse me, YouTube, on their asses just immediately,
Yeah.
It was just beautiful to see a coach actually give that kind of effort. It was beautiful to see the coach be that energetic. It's that John Lucas energy that we were loving those 2 games we won with him back in the day, last season. Yeah. And another thing that was absolutely phenomenal that I loved about that is, he was able to reverse their emotions. They're mad at each other, they're down in the dumps, but Ime, he got up and he got in their faces. He was making them play defense. He said, hey, we're not having that. I mean, if this was a regular season game last year, Silas would have just pulled everybody, let everyone do whatever they wanted. We would have lost by 30. It would have been like the Pelicans game, but reverse for us, But this is different. This is a whole new type of energy that I saw from our guys that I'm going to love watching for hopefully.
I believe it was one thing too that Ime Udoka, what he was setting LP down, and you can see him immediately talk to him while he's on the bench. You can see him pull him to the side and talk to him before he puts him right back in. So I kind of like that, man. I really like what Ime Udoka is doing. The moment they get up on that run, he calls a timeout immediately. He don't let it wait to go to 20-5. He don't let it then call a timeout. 12-5 immediately. He stopped. He say, "Nah, come on, we're just really not doing." I believe it was an open 3 that Jabari gave up to. I believe that was Zeddy Osman. After that,
Zeddy Osman,
After the Zeddy Osman 3, you can immediately see him jump up off the bench and just call a timeout and say, "Yeah, we got to come on with it. We got to come on with it down." And then once he's pulling the guys out, he's talking to them. He's talking to them and everything, letting them know what they're doing wrong, let them know what he wants them to do. Ime Udoka is different, man. A lot of things is changing with this team.
Something that's also different is I keep repeating myself, but just the energy, just the effort, man. It makes me so happy. It makes me, make sure that he gives a hoot about our team. He's invested in the future. And I can't say that's something Smiley Silas was really about, but I'm excited to see what we got next. I want to say that's all I got for the Spurs. Again, congratulations, Cam Whitmer, for joining the Twin Tower poster group. Don't count, but it counts in my book. That totally counts in my book, man. I can't wait to get a picture of that on my wall sometime. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to talk about, now this is way too early to be talking about things, but we like to start drama. We like to talk a lot about stuff. We're going to talk about who the number 1 option is potentially either going into the season. Who could it change? Is it going to be somebody else later on? Is it going to be somebody else by the end of the season? Or are we going to say the same? I got a couple group of guys here. These are, I think, the 6 most obvious guys. I want to say that our number 1 option right now regarding offense is still Jalen, based on how we played him our first 2 games. Despite him missing with the toenail injury, I've never called him to work for a toenail injury, but hey, I mean, whatever, man. So our number 1 guy right now is Jalen Green, obviously. Just the way that we're using him, making him getting in a lot of actions, a lot of pick and rolls. Letting him to kind of do his 2-3 offense along with some ISO ball as well. Jalen Green is still our number 1 offense, in my opinion. Going forward, though, I think we could have 2 contenders, whether it be Şengün and his offensive abilities, his skill set, his passing, his ability to do things in the short roll and in the post. And then we got Jabari here, he was going to be our best 2-way player. Who might even be in contention for All-NBA defense, depending on how we get to see him. If he can be that locksmith we saw against Giannis last year, and then going forward, if we can get him to do something else, we can get him in his offensive bag a little bit more. He's putting the ball on the floor a little bit more. We could see a guy that could be potentially 20-8, 20-9, with a couple assists and a couple stonks. But I would say this is easily our top 3. Right now, I think out of these 3, Jabari will be our best player by the end of the season. That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
Go ahead.
Jalen Green is our number 1 option. He will turn into our number 1 option. But I think for us, making the big shots, I think Jabari has a intensity to make the big shots because we've seen him do it last year. By him being 6'10", he can get a shot up over anybody he wants to. So I think Jalen Green will be our number one. I think Jabari Smith, like I said, he will improve. I think he will be a 16-point per game scorer this year. I'm going to depend on that he's going to make these threes better than he made them last year. He's going to get the same open shots. He's going to get the ball a little bit more in the post. And you see when he's asking for the ball in the post, you're seeing they're giving it to him. They're giving it to him in the post, and he's shooting the ball pretty well in the post, and he's doing a very good job. And he became a better ball handler and putting the ball on the floor, something he wasn't really that good at last year. He got better doing that in the middle at the second half of the season. But I think he's going to be probably – you got two guys you're going to be able to go to, Jalen Green and Jabari Smith. Now you got two options that you can go to when you need a shot, when you need a shot, and when you need a game-winning shot. You got those two options as well. So I still think Jalen Green is going to be our number one guy. I still think he's going to be the number one. But Jabari Smith, I think he's going to be a dark horse for me as taking the big shots down the stretch.
Definitely. Yeah, I could definitely see him being one of our clutch players. He's definitely going to be one of our closers on the team. The thing that's different about this, and the reason why I say that Jabari could be the number one option either at the end of the season or going forward into the future by the end of the season later on, is because he can play defense and offense if his offense gets better. And it looks like it has, and if it carries over into the regular season, I don't see why that Jabari couldn't be, the guy that goes on to be the main center of attention. I do think that they are still going to answer your question, Sir Arthur. Good to see you in the chat, my boy. Yeah, man, I think they are probably going to force feed Jalen here or there. It wouldn't put it past me that it's not something that they wouldn't not do. I could totally see them saying, oh, Jalen, he's a bucket getter. Go ahead and get yours, even if he's having a cold night, because that's what they do for any bucket getter, right? I mean, we saw that with James Harden. He'd be shooting tour dates, 2 for 12, 4 for 27 all the time, but we still give him the rock because not only our best offensive scorer, he's also the guy that runs the offense here. But I think it won't be to that degree, of course. Dante, what do you think? You might, my boy.
Man, I think what's good, AD? How you doing, man? I think we got more options now. That the way you don't have to force feed him a lot, absolutely a lot. I think it's going to be times in games he's going to do it. Like if he's rolling, they're going to definitely make an effort to get him the ball. But with better options now, when he has an off night, say if he has an off night, a guy like Fred VanVleet can step up, probably have a more efficient night because he's got shooting around him now. Something like he didn't have in Toronto. He didn't have the best of shooting in Toronto, which one of the reasons why his efficiency down. Jabari Smith Jr., I think he's going to be more efficient because I think this year he's going to hit some of those open shots, but it's going to be some times when Jalen Green get hot on the floor. They will force feed him the ball. They will force feed him the ball a lot. But I think it's better options on this team. It's more options on this team now for Jalen Green to the point where, hey, I don't have to go out for every night. I can just, it's going to be times that Fred VanVleet, have a game that he's going to have. It's going to be times that with Jabari Smith have a game that he's going to have. So it's going to be times that will force feed him the ball. I will agree on that. But depends on how hot he's going to be in some of these games. I think that will happen.
Definitely. That's a fantastic answer. Like I said, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that he will be force-fed at some point. I'm not saying he's going to be force-fed every game either, but he definitely will be given more chances to either score or, just in general put the ball in the basket or even run the offense, simply because I feel like we've also invested a lot into him already. Yeah. He was already projected to be, Kobe, Jordan, the comparisons that every two guard gets, every 2-3 guard anyway. But I don't think it'll be to that extent where we're like, oh, here it goes. Here's Jalen ISO. You know what I mean? I feel like he's very unselfish. But he's got that dog in him, but he's just very unselfish. He's okay with moving the rock, okay with giving other people opportunities and whatnot, which I like to see from our number one.
I mean, I think he got the memo, though. I think he's got the memo when he said in the press conference, I'm tired of losing. You got the memo when you have an Ime Udoka that you're not going to – last year, if you ask me and we watched Kevin Porter Jr. and We watch Jalen Green do their own thing at times, do their own thing, no ball movement. They just do their own thing. That's called do your thing basketball. I want to do my own thing. I want to take we're going to take turns and we're going to do our own thing. This year, I don't think Jalen Green has the luxury to do that this year with Ime Udoka. If he's really serious about, hey, I'm tired of losing, Ime Udoka going to put him in some situations where he can be successful in. And we ain't got to watch the ball stall all the time and just be predictable where the defense knowing where the ball is going to go to. I don't think he has a luxury to do that this year. Again, I believe he's going to be more efficient. He's going to be more efficient, get some better shots this year.
Definitely. I agree with that. I'm excited to see his efficiency increase, like we've talked about on the show. I'm excited to see his efficiency increase, but also I want to see his offensive prowess in general. How he sees the court. The court vision, the passing, even his rebounding, and then overall defense, and then the effort he gives on defense, which it seems like from the first 2 games, Ime was not letting nothing slide by Jalen. I mean, every time, there was like a missed call or he wasn't seeing that backdoor cut, Ime was right on him. Yep. Ime was letting him know, hey, Jalen, that's not going to fly at all, man. Yep. Coaching has turned out to be the biggest detriment to the team last year. Yeah, Facts. Coaching is definitely. I mean, we're seeing the difference right now. We're seeing the immediate difference between our team giving, like that effort we keep talking about, keep bringing up, versus, not giving effort. The effort alone won us tonight's game. Won us against the Spurs. I mean, we almost lost again. We came back and did an 18-2 run, 10 straight unanswered points. It was just phenomenal, and all of that was headed by who I think is my top dark horse option to be potentially the best player on our team at some point in his career, Amin Thompson. This dude came right off the bench. His numbers aren't going to look too pretty. They're not popping off. He didn't score 45 off the bench, but he scored 15 meaningful points that we needed at the right time. He's also getting boards. He's getting assists. He's fighting. He's going over screens. He's going under screens when he needs to. Amin Thompson's got that two-way potential.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going like a dark horse. I think Fred VanVleet is going to be the key to our team, man. I really do. I really think Fred VanVleet is going to up in his team another level. Like I say, I think he's going to up in his team to play in contention mode now that, Jalen Green does not have to be the man every single night. Now I'm feeling Fred VanVleet is going to be more efficient from the field because it was some times that Ime Udoka was having him all ball and we would set a pin down for him on all ball screen. He comes off the screen and knocks some shots down, man. So you're already seeing his efficiency coming into play already with this lineup. And he said we need a nickname for Fred to give Fred.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be a wild card for our team. And we're gonna get to we're gonna plan on, being a competitive team, which I think we will be. We will be a competitive team. I think we will win over 30 games this year and give a lot of teams some problems to probably make a 10th seed or a 9th seed or something like that. But I think Fred VanVleet is a wild card for that to happen. This year. And he went from 20 points per game. He was a 20-point per game scorer, 8 assists guy. He comes here. He's the leader, one of the leaders and bets of this team. And I think he's going to average around 15 or 16 points a night with better efficiency from the field. I think it's going to be a team effort and a team collab is the reason why we will probably be competing for a play-in spot this year.
# General VanVleet.
General VanVleet. There you go. General VanVleet.
My goodness. AD knows what to say, man.
You know something. I don't know if I talked about this, Press. But you see when Ime Udoka immediately gets hired, and a question was proposed to about the team to Raphael Stone. And Raphael Stone immediately said, you got to ask that guy that question. You think if that was Stephen Silas, he wouldn't answer that question?
He would have. He would have talked for him. My goodness. But again, like we're saying, we're already seeing the fruits of the labor immediately, be given to our guys, and then the immediate coaching change that came in and has effectively given us a new identity. And that identity, I think, is defense. We're playing, meaningful basketball in preseason games. Yes, I know I'm overreacting. I know I do that. But we're playing meaningful basketball in meaningless games, right? And that shows that we're willing to give the effort 100% of the time. Because even though we were getting our asses kicked in the San Antonio game to begin with, our starters were lazy. And I don't know if they look like they partied too hard. I'm not sure, And they, even though they were not doing the best, our coach somehow found a way to revitalize their energy and keep them energized. Not give up on plays. There was a couple times when our guys would get hit with a foul, but they get right back up and start running back. If that was last year's KPJ or Jalen Green or Jabari, they would have sat there, or Christian Wood sat there like this, and the end of the floor.
They'll be walking down the floor. They'll be walking.
Yep, just waiting for that foul call, yelling at the ref and all that, man. Instead of going to go play defense, and then there they go, hit a three, and then you're trying to cherry pick down low, calling for the ball. You ain't getting it, man. You didn't get back on defense. I mean, the effort is definitely all around. But going forward, I would say my candidate for potential number one, safe answer is Jalen, but I like the idea of Jabari Smith Jr. being that guy. And my dark horse candidate is Amin Thompson, of course. And Fred is a good answer too, because Fred is, people can say all they want about it. Fred is probably our best player on the team. He's he's making $40-some million a year. He'll probably come in and average, probably 8 assists, something like that. That's just, of course, AD, man. For those of you wondering why we just started dying, our boy in the chat, AD, said they got full of those churros that Charles Barkley was talking about. yeah, they did. They definitely did. Oh, man. Well, Dante, I think that's all I got tonight, man. That's all I got for you. Dante, do you have anything else at all by chance?
Oh man, let's just see. I think we play San Antonio again for San Antonio again. The end of the preseason. We see how the roster will shape up. We see who makes those. I think 15 players could be on the roster opening night, so we'll see who the next 3 will make this team. Think Darius Day's got a strong case, to make the opening night roster. Think Jermaine Samuel has a strong case. I really like the way he's been playing as well on the defensive side. Darius Days definitely can shoot the basketball. So it'll be interesting to see how we come out this last preseason game. I don't expect a lot of players to start. I don't expect a lot of regulars to play. I really want to see those other guys go out there and play, like a Matthew Mayer or Samuel or something like that, to just see who's worthy to be on this opening night roster. So I expect some guys to sit out in the last San Antonio preseason game. And, I just can't wait to play opening night versus the Orlando Magic. We go to Orlando on the road already. We start off on the road. I think we did it last year, too. We started off on the road last year in Atlanta. We did. Yep. But other than that, we start off in Orlando. That's a good one. Feel like we can win that game, go in there and win that game. But we'll see. Definitely excited that we're 3-0 in the preseason, so we'll definitely see who's going to be making that roster. We haven't got a chance to be happy for the last couple. Now, yes. As a Texan fan, I can be happy. We got something to smile about for the laughing stock we have been the last 2 years. Now, let's carry that on to the Houston Rockets. We need something to be goddamn happy about, and I think this season we're gonna find something to be happy about because I trust in that guy Ime Udoka to get the job done. And coaching matters in this league. Coaching does matters a lot. I don't think the players ain't bad. The coaching was just bad. It was just a bad example that Steven Silas set in the locker room.
Yes, yeah. He said a poor culture that ended up really ruining a lot of our guys' attitudes, trust. It got players out of there like John Wall, Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, Christian Wood, and it almost got Jayshawn Tate out of there simply because of Silas, the energy, and then, of course, injuries and whatnot. But going forward, I'm excited. We're happy. We've got a reason to be happy, so let's cherish it, guys.
He also had, like Christian Wood, he was a locker room problem from the beginning.
He was.
Eric Gordon didn't want to be a part of this team. He's a vet, but he's not a leader. He's not known to be a leader.
He wants that chip.
Hey, I wish you. That's why I wish we could have got that 2017 one. Man, that hurt so bad. That hurt so bad right there. But John Wall, came out about the team saying we were trying to lose. That was a bad thing. right there. But it was his fault because you signed that goddamn deal, and you know what the hell he was trying. He know what the hell he was doing anyway. So, and then we also had a combination of bad guys that shouldn't be in our locker room and a bad coach. Now we got the right guys. We got the right veterans in our locker room. Fred VanVleet, Grandpa Jeff Green, you know, Reggie Bullock. You know, we just seen Aaron Holiday. We got the right veterans and the right coaching staff. Now we got it. I think we got it right.
Me too. I'm really excited to see what happens later on. The fruits of our labor are working in our favor. And I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited. Well, guys, that's going to do it today for another episode of the H-Town Rundown. Just like the ticker below, you guys should go follow this on Twitter. And this is our YouTube channel. So come say hi, share, say hi, and do what you got to do. Follow us at the H-Town Rundown for YouTube and Twitter, as well as our Spotify account. There, same name. You can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Drip. That's 2Ps_GAWD. Same for my Instagram. Go check it. And then Dante. Follow my boy Dante at Coach Dante31 for his Twitter and Instagram accounts. He's also got a YouTube account.
Yep.
Guys, you go check that out. He's got quite a lot of followers over there. Don't tell me how many followers you got over there.
Yep, also be in the spaces, man. The Twitter Texas spaces, my boy AD them over there rocking it out with them. So, man, just can't wait till the Rockets we kick off against Orlando, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you. Be sure to join us same time next week, Monday, 10:30 Central, man. Thank you, guys. You have a wonderful night. See ya.
See y'all.
Boom.